Hey there, welcome back to Work-Life Harmony. Today, I wanted to do a special edition of some time management tips specifically for women in I try and cover all my bases here, direct selling, network marketing, multi-level marketing, social selling. There's a lot of names for it going on these days. And the reason why I wanted to give specific time management tips in this space is because if you are in the direct selling space, you know that if you're not careful, it can take over your entire life. And this business that you started for time freedom and that you were told you could fit into small pockets of time throughout your day, you're suddenly like glued to your phone, working it nonstop. Now, how do I know this? Well, what you may not know about me is quite some time ago, I kind of dipped my toe into the entrepreneur space by starting my first direct sales business. And I have actually run two very successful businesses in the network marketing space. And a real key to a lot of the success I had came from the systems and processes that I put in place and how I learned to manage my time here. Because when I first started, like almost everyone I meet in this space, what started as fitting it in slowly morphed into feeling like I was working 24/7. So today I want to share with you some tips to help you better manage your time that will actually allow you to grow your business faster because you're going to have a lot more intention and purpose around that. So the very first thing that I always encourage people to do, I know oftentimes in that direct selling space, you are coached to set office hours and say, okay, my office hours are, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays during this time for your team. But so many women like myself live a life where we don't have that kind of consistency. I was never able to communicate efficiently or effectively, like, these are my core office hours, because it changed week to week because different kids' activities, emergencies. I was juggling, a full-time job at the same time as well. So if you find you can't set office hours, here's what you can set. Set non-working hours. So that was the first thing that I put in place, was finally taking hold and saying, here is when I am not working. And for me, when I first put this in place, it meant I wasn't working every night and I wasn't working all weekend long. So maybe you want to say, you are unavailable after a certain hour, or maybe you're unavailable during this window of time. Maybe you're working a full-time job and you need to say, hey, I'm unavailable from 9 to 5, but I follow up with any messages between 7 and 8 o'clock at night. So again, whatever works best for you. And then the second part of this is you need to communicate that with everybody on your team. Make sure everybody knows these are your office hours. This is when you will be responding to messages. And if anybody gets in touch with you prior to that, they're just going to have to wait until you're actually available for work again. Trust me, having set times where you do not feel responsible to responding to messages and questions is freeing beyond belief. Now, the second time-saving tip is learning how to batch your content on social media. What do I mean by that? What I mean is you are no longer every day panicking, going, "What? Oh my gosh, what am I going to post? Oh, what should I do?" And then you knee-jerk reaction it, go find something someone else did, and then just copy it over and post it for yourself. Batching your content means that you intentionally carve out a chunk of time. I used to do this on Sunday, where I would sit down for an hour on Sunday and have the conversation with myself to say, what is my goal for the week? What am I trying to promote? What do I want to be talking about? And then proactively creating my social media content for the entire upcoming week in 1 hour. That way, during the week, because I did not have much time, I was able to let that run on autopilot. Now, how did it run on autopilot? I'm going to get to that tip here in just a minute. But you need to create a pocket of time each week where you are thinking through, planning, and creating your content. That way, you're not going to feel paralyzed every day and you're spinning your wheels, wasting time trying to decide what to do. Now, the third tip that I want to share is embracing systems in your business. What do I mean by systems? Ultimately, what you need to make sure is that you are not doing necessarily everything every single day. For instance, if you perhaps mail out products or you mail out samples, you don't need to go to the post office every single day. You could go once a week, maybe you go twice a week, or embrace technology. I love the piece of software, Pirate Ship. I manage all my shipping and everything from home. I don't even have to step foot in the post office, and I do it cheaper. Another thing that you can consider embracing in terms of, systems is create a specific time of the day or specific days of the week dedicated to customer follow-up. So that way you're not doing it 15 times a day every day. You can have an hour set aside, or maybe 30 minutes set aside on Tuesday, 30 minutes set aside on maybe Monday, where you are following up with your existing customers. Again, you're setting those systems, routines, and processes in place so that you're not jumping from one thing to another all day long. Now, the next time saving tip, hear me out on this, because I know I get an eye roll when I say it a lot, but it is really important as your business grows to get creative and understand what can you hire out that saves you time. Now, if you're just starting a business, like back when I was and someone told me to hire something out, I was like, you kidding me? I got to make some money first before I do that. But I will tell you who my first employee was and still is to this day, and that's my daughter. So if you've got kids, get creative on how they can support and help you in business. I pay her very, very little, but she thinks it's fantastic. So, are they interested in learning Canva? Canva is a piece of software that I create all my graphics in, and my daughter loves it. And so I pay her to create graphics for me that I can use. And then I very openly share with my community, my daughter does my graphics for me, because I think that's super fun and it's something fun that I can share with everybody. But seriously, ask yourself, are there some easy wins of things that you can actually outsource, trade, or hire to help save you time? And the low-hanging fruit to look for there are things that you hate doing or things that you feel take you a lot longer than it takes other people. Graphics is, again, perfect example for me. That is not my wheelhouse. I'm not fast at it, and I'm not really great at it either. I'm pretty certain that my 11-year-old daughter's graphics look better than the ones that I create myself. Now, another tip that will save you a ton of time is learning how to repurpose your own content. So what do I mean by that? There's actually two different things I want to talk about here. The first part of repurposing your own content is understanding that you do not need to create something brand new on every single piece of social media platform every single day. So you do not need to have an amazing post on Facebook and then a completely different something on Facebook stories and then something amazing on Instagram. And then you've got to go out and do this awesome TikTok video. And then you've got to do this amazing tweet, thinking that they all need to be completely different. When you look at the data, the statistics that are shared with regarding the number of people that see your content on your list every single day, it is frighteningly small. But the good news is it means if you were to go watch my social media accounts very closely, you would likely see that there is something that pops up on Facebook one day of the week that you actually see show up on Instagram on another day. And so that's one flavor of repurposing is taking, obviously the image is structured for the right dimensions based on social media platform. But you will see, and if you go follow a lot of other people, successful folks in sales out on social media, you will see that there are similar, if not identical, posts on different platforms on different days of the week, simply because you're going to be getting different people. Now, another flavor of repurposing content is seasonality. So maybe the company that you work with, has some great images and ideas around seasonality, fall bundles, spring flings, back to school stuff, holiday things, New Year stuff. If there was something that was super successful from last, 4th of July, there's no reason why you can't tweak it and repurpose it for the next 4th of July. So again, I always like to have a bank of content post ideas that have gotten good reception that I can then say, hey, how can I tweak and modify this really easily to then repurpose it again, maybe 3, 4, 6 months later. Now, a third flavor of repurposing your content is maybe you want to pick a theme for the week. And when you step into a theme, then it makes it a lot easier to say, okay, let me create something, specific for one social media platform, something for another, but you can maybe write one log blog about it. And then you can pull out a paragraph to use for social media content. So the key to this repurposing your own content is simply, you don't have to create something amazing from scratch, completely brand new every single day on every single platform. Now, I would challenge you all to, if you're curious to see this in action, and you've got time to kill, I'm always very open and honest about how I run my business. You can go look at, my business Facebook page, my Instagram account, my blog, my Pinterest account. You will see very subtly repurposing in action. And trust me, anybody that you see out there on lots of social media platforms that looks like they're always there, it's because they are repurposing. So figure out a way that this works for you. It's an incredible time saver. Now, the last tip that I want to share with you all is you have got to learn to embrace technology. You're a business owner, which means you've got to learn to run your business like a business. Now, I know that sounds vague to say embrace technology, but depending upon the business you have will depend what technology you may want to learn to help you get those systems in place, to help you actually save more time. So for example, schedule software. So back to talking about batching your content. If you are active on Facebook, Facebook has a built-in scheduler. Learn how to use it. It's so easy. And as you are creating your content for the week, go ahead and schedule it all out. Then it will post on autopilot for you. Now, there are a million scheduling tools out there. If you aren't using one right now, reach out to other people in your company and ask them which ones they're using and why, so that you can find the right fit for you. You do not need to be. I actually knew people back in the day who were setting alarms because they heard, oh, I hear 10 p.m. is a great time to put posts out there. So they're setting alarms for 10 o'clock at night to make sure they could wake up and get their post out. That's got to stop. You don't need to be doing that. Another form of technology to embrace is templates inside of Canva. If you are creating your own graphics, you don't have to start from scratch. There's a million templates that Canva gives you for free that will help make your stuff look amazing. Another form of technology to embrace, if your company does not provide you one, is a CRM platform. CRM is customer relationship management, basically a platform that will store all of your customers' information and then proactively send you notifications that you decide when you want them to remind you to follow up, to maybe get something in the mail, to return a phone call, etc. The whole point here is there is a ton of amazing technology available to you at your fingertips that will allow you to create really powerful systems and processes in your business that ultimately save you time. A tool that I recommend often because you can do so much with it is Trello, and it's free. I actually have an entire course on Trello teaching people how to use it. But you can actually do just about everything other than scheduling your software in Trello. But you could do content creation in there. You could actually use templates in there for CRMs if you want to. You can outline what your weekly schedule and routines are going to be. You could set up office hours, all of that. So quick recap on just some of my favorite specific to my women friends out there in direct sales to help you save more time. You've got to create either office hours or non-working hours for you, for your business, for your team, for your sanity. You don't need to be available 24/7 to your team or your customers. Second, learn how to batch your content. Third, create systems in your business. Create routines so that you know what days of the week you're doing what, so that you're not trying to do everything all the time. Where possible, the next one, hire out where you can, including leveraging your kids. It's a win-win there. Next, learn how to repurpose your own content. And then finally, embracing technology. Now, if you are interested in all of this and you're thinking, okay, I'm starting to see some light bulbs going out, but you want to go deeper with me and you actually want to get a full-on 90+ day plan in place to help you rock this last quarter of the year or the upcoming quarter, depending upon when you're listening to this, I want to invite you to check out Planapalooza. Planapalooza is a 2-day, but they're only half days, live workshop with me, where at the end of it, you are going to walk away with a realistic, notice I'm saying realistic plan for your business and your family and personal life. And with the upcoming one in October, it means we're also going to be including everything holiday prep in there, because ultimately you deserve to have work-life harmony, meaning that you're rocking your business, you have time for yourself, you have time for your family, and you are no longer trapped to your phone or computer feeling like you're trying to do everything all at once. So if you're ready to get serious about learning how to control your calendar and manage your time so you can skyrocket your productivity while still growing your business, definitely come check out Planapalooza. You can find all the information at megansummerall.com/plan. And I would love to hear, if you're listening to this podcast right now, drop in the reviews which tip you're most excited about implementing today.